Hello everyone, this is Surabhi from Melbourne Consulting Group. Today we have the Sales Manager of Performance Education with us today, Mr. Kartik. Kartik, would you like to introduce yourself to our clients?
Sure. Thanks for having me here today. My name is Kartik from Performance Education. I'm one of the managers in our Melbourne campus and I'm here to chat about performance education and the professional year program.
Cool. So with the, can you please introduce performance education and what are the programs that you offer?
Sure. Performance Education is Australia's biggest PY provider and number one PY provider. We've been operating for over the past decade, and the course we offer is the professional year program in accounting or IT. Over the past decade, we've helped over 26,000 students graduate successfully with an employment rate of 1 in 3 students getting a job, which I'm sure we'll touch base on. We are also based in 4 cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide and Brisbane. And the focus for us is to help international graduates get a head start in their careers in Australia by helping them get their foot through the door for their first roles.
That's cool. Okay, so can you please explain what are the benefits? Many of our students, they don't know what benefit do they get after completing the professional program?
Sure.
It's for them, it's just 5 points, that's it. But then they don't know the module, they don't know the criteria of studying professional program. So can you please explain that to them as well?
So the professional year program is designed to get international Australian graduates into the workforce. The program goes on for 44 weeks and divided in 2 stages. First 32 weeks is learning, followed by 12 weeks of guaranteed internship. Some of the benefits that students get out of the program is we go through units such as Australian business culture. We help students look for jobs, meaning we help them with their job search. Along with that, we prepare them for their internships by helping them revamp their resumes, cover letters, and also do mock interviews with them. Along with that, a major focus is on internships. We help students get an internship that is right for them, where our team filters through the resume and passes on to our host companies. We work with over 7,900 host companies in Australia to help your client get an internship that suits them the best. Talking a bit about the outcomes of the program, the best outcome students get is they actually can be hired by their host companies. Secondly, students now have experience on their resume in their relevant industry and credible references, because when we speak with students, one of the biggest, hindrances they have to find a job in Australia is no experience.
Yes, 100%.
We help them with that. And lastly, in Australia, getting a job is about knowing the right people, having that right network, the connections. Yes, that's an added advantage that students have by completing the PY program with us. We help them build their professional network.
Yes, so thank you for that. Also, what are the entry requirements to study professional program with performance education?
So students need to have obviously completed a bachelor's or a master's degree in Australia. We need their transcripts, completion letter, passport, English scores. So students need to have at least a 6-band equivalent to IELTS or 50 each in PTE and overall in each of the sections and overall. Along with that, just an added criteria for accounting students, you need a skills assessment outcome from one of the accounting bodies, without which you unfortunately cannot start the program. And lastly, students are required to have applied for their 485 visa and have a bridging visa, so they can start on this bridging visa, or they should have at least 365 days left on their 485 visa to start the program. Very often I get queries from students that have less than 365 days left.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we cannot accept them and they can't finish the program and perhaps get their skills assessment, especially for IT students. So it's very important to be cautious of this fact.
So not even 364 days in?
Unfortunately, no, because we strictly governed by accounting and IT bodies, so it has to be by the book.
Yeah, so they have to have at least 365 days of visa left with them to start the professional program.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I do know that you guys are here in Melbourne and Sydney, and also like in Adelaide. So do you guys do any regional placements as such?
Sure. We've been hearing a lot of noise around regional migration, and we've taken that into account. We are based in 4 locations: Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, and Brisbane. And we offer placements to students in Geelong, in Victoria, which is a regional area, Wollongong in Sydney, and Gold Coast up in Brisbane. Obviously, Adelaide is a regional destination in itself.
Yes.
And the reason we offer students positions in these areas is because they, number one, are closer to the capital city, so it's easy for them to travel.
Yes.
And secondly, because they're the second largest cities in each of the states, we know that there are genuine opportunities for students.
Yes.
Because when students join PY through us, we want to make sure that they have peace of mind knowing that they will start and complete their program on time.
Yes.
We want students to also be sure of the fact that we'll give them genuine opportunities from our host companies. As I said, we've got a large network, and we pride ourselves by ensuring students get IT and accounting roles. And lastly, we want to make sure that students get bang for their buck, meaning value for money, and are placed either in metro cities or regionally.
So, thank you, Kartik, for that. Like, we do have students who have completed their professional programs from you guys, and they have, they have gotten jobs out of it. So that's really good. Okay, so there's this general question. Like, we do have many students that they come here and then they are like, can we, they have already started the professional program, but then the question is, since we have already started, can the student shift to another state and then continue the program there?
Sure. So students can start their program in each of the cities. So let's say we're in Melbourne right now. Student can start here and transfer their course to either Adelaide, Sydney, or Brisbane, because we're based in each of those cities. They just need to let us know in advance and can transfer every 4 weeks with no added cost of hours. So if students are looking at migrating to a different state, or if they've got jobs in a different state, we are more than happy to accommodate that.
Okay. So, another general question is, what are the dates and what are the intakes that you guys do?
Sure. So we offer an intake to students every 4 weeks. Our next intake is coming up on the 19th of July. We offer classes 7 days a week. So in Melbourne, Sydney, and Adelaide, we've got classes Monday to Sunday, any day. Students can pick one day and only have to attend 1 day a week.
That's actually
all right. Classes are conducted online via Zoom at the moment due to the pandemic. And up in Brisbane, we have Monday to Thursday and Saturday, Sunday classes available. So intakes, again, before we go ahead, are every 4 weeks. Next intake is 19th of July. Following intake will be on starting the 16th of August.
That's actually really good. So another question. So this was, we got this query a few days back. So we wanted to talk to you about this,
Sure.
right? Since you're the sales manager here at Performance Education. Okay, so if someone, this is like special circumstances per se. If a person gets unavoidable circumstances, like someone is pregnant or someone got into an accident when they are doing the professional program, right? So they will have a certain gap in their professional program. So is it possible for them to continue where they left off, or should they would they have to enroll from the beginning?
Sure. So we understand that students may be going through some extenuating circumstances, such as being pregnant or having medical issues. In such cases, we can defer a student, and they don't have to restart the program. They can pick up where they've left off.
Yes.
The only thing to note is that, of course, this will delay their graduation,
Yes.
and to be aware of the fact that you need to have enough time on your visa to complete the program, which is why we strongly encourage students to start the program as soon as they've applied for the visa, so they have enough time in case of these circumstances. Not only that, but also with our internships, the chances of them getting hired, meaning they can get additional experience while they're in the country.
Yes. And also, this would be my last question to you. So you like you mentioned, you have 4 businesses or 4 offices in major cities, right? Are you guys planning to open up in other cities at the moment, like
Sure.
for example Canberra or Tasmania?
Sure. I get this question asked all the time if we're planning to go to Canberra or Tasmania. Short answer is no, we're not. The reason being, Canberra being ACT, there are jobs out there, but they're predominantly only for Australian residents and citizens, meaning placing students is going to be extremely difficult. And from a student's perspective, when they move there, because of it being such a small area or a small location, the rental market there is very difficult to get into. Secondly, for students to find work while there as well has been a challenge. And the same thing goes for Tasmania, because we've had students that have moved there and they've had to come back for various reasons and decided to actually study with us in Melbourne.
Yes.
So we're not planning on going to these locations just yet.
But then maybe in the future.
Maybe, but as I said, for us, the goal is to ensure we focus on our outcomes, and going to these areas is going to be very tricky. Also, we know that Melbourne and Sydney, being capital cities, have enough jobs, and especially the demand right now for accountants and IT students is quite high, as you would have seen with accounting being on the priority list. So this gives us hope that students have a better opportunity staying in the capital cities.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us today, Kartik. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. And for viewers, if you have any additional questions about the program or would like to know more, please contact Maven's team and they'll be able to help you.
Yes.
If not, they can direct your query to us,
Kartik.
and we can definitely step in to help you get your desired outcome. So if you're looking at getting peace of mind, knowing that you'll be taken care of and have a good opportunity, and of course, ensuring that you focus on a good outcome, let us know and we're here to help you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maven Consulting Group. Career and Visa Specialists.